Yeah, g'day. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Murrumbidgee River, one of my favourite places in the world. Yeah, we're at a Hipcamp, about halfway between Wagga and Gundagai on the Murrumbidgee River, in an area called Mundarlo. Great little spot. I've been here before, and yeah, I've been out all morning, so I've been further west and I've come back. So I'm camping here on the way home and I got a bit of an overnight camp. I brought my air swag. I love my air swag. I know, I've got a couple now, but I haven't used the air swag for a while. I really like it because I've got a bit of work I need to do. Not work, but it's stuff I want to do on my computer. And the air swag allows you to sit up and do it, which is good because the other swag's a little bit squinched down. So yeah, so I brought the air swag and so I'm going to set that up. I'm set up there. There's a nice flat bit of ground just behind the camera there where I'm going to set up, overlooking this beautiful Murrumbidgee River. Yeah, I grew up on the Murrumbidgee River, and there's a smell. It's undescribable. It's kind of this weird mud and red gum eucalypt smell. There's no other smell like it, and I love it, and it really makes me feel like home. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. So it's been patchy rain, lots and lots of wind, but it promises to die down. Apparently it's going to clear up. It's still a bit overcast, but the wind's pretty strong, so it's blowing all the clouds away. Apparently it's going to be nice and clear this evening, and this overnight it's going to be a nice starry night, hopefully, so we might be able to get some shots of the Milky Way if we can figure that out. I'm still a bit of a Gumby on the camera, but it means it's going to be cold. It's already feels cold, and it's going to drop down. It's supposed to drop down to 0, -1 or something like that. So I've got all my warm gear to keep me nice and snug, so I should be fine. As for dinner, I'm going to cook a soup and cook it from scratch on a campfire. So that's going to be this evening's little job, to knock up some soup while I watch the bush telly. But yeah, I think I'm finally getting a break in the rain, so I might go and get all my gear out and start setting up, at least get a tarp up so I can get under it if it does start again, and get the swag out. So I'll show you how all that goes together. I might actually attach the tarp to the car. I don't like doing that. I'm not a big fan of awnings attached to cars, or tarps attached to cars, because if I need to move the car, I've got to unpack the camp, which kind of sucks. So I prefer to have my camp set by itself, so if I do need to race into town or something like that for some unknown reason, I don't have to dismantle my camp. So anyway, I'm going to probably do that because there's no trees whatsoever up there. It's just a big grassy wind. Oh, it's an icy wind too, biting right through me. So I might. I did. I brought my down jacket, so I might have to get that out in a minute. But yeah, let's go and get this camp set up, and I'll step you through how I set up the air swag before this wind comes. Let's get into it. It's 50. $64. There's absolutely nowhere to tie it out to. Yeah, so much space. Love it. Woolen blanket. that'll stop that. Yeah, so this is an old eider down, very warm, but I bought a woolen blanket as well. And if you'll remember from when I did some mods on this video, and I'll link that below if you want to have a check it out, this pillow sucks, so I bought another one. IKEA to the rescue. Skogs frackin'. Proper pillow. Awesome. Whew. Okay, let's get everything else out. Who needs instructions for a pillow? New little kit, bit of surprise. Time for a coffee. This is well loved. Yeah, I got sick of cutting all my little stuff that I bring out every time, food wise, in a little plastic seal up bag. So I was at Kathmandu yesterday, and there was this little bag that was $30 reduced to 10, so I grabbed it. So hopefully that'll solve the problem. Coffee. Forgot to put the coffee in. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so Mundarlo, Wiradjuri country, Murrumbidgee River, pretty good. Yeah, I think the rain's gone for good now. Pretty much blue sky, so we might get that nice starry night, which I'm looking forward to. It is cold. The breeze is nice and cool, but I got the breeze is coming from that direction, so I got the car parked there. So hopefully that'll keep the wind off me for the most part. Don't know what I'm going to do about this tarp. I might just leave it like it is now and hope it doesn't rain too much. It's so wet underfoot, like this tarp is just covered in mud, which kind of sucks, so I might have to try and clean that a bit later, but problem for later. Yeah, you can see that big green hill up there. When I stayed here a couple of years ago, I think, and I was going to go for a walk up there, and I did go for a walk up there, but there was this massive fog. So when I woke up, I woke up to a big fog. So when I went for a walk up that hill, I was hoping it would clear, but it didn't, so I just couldn't see anything. But apparently you get a good view. It's not actually that hill, there's a hill behind that hill. And when you're up the top, you apparently get a nice 360 view of this little part of the world, and it's so green. Like, if you watch the Rowley's Hut video, that video I did at Rowley's Hut, I mentioned that I'd been out this way in that video, and how dry everything was. Everything was just like dead. Grass was dead, mostly just dust and dirt. Dams were, mostly, mostly empty, or just a little bit in them. But whatever. Fast forward 4 months, and a couple of good downpours of rain, and the place is like Scotland. It's green, it's lush, it's beautiful. Sheep are big and fat and happy. So yeah, pretty cool. Big change in a little bit of time. But that's this part of the world. You get the rain in winter, and then summer. There's a lot of cockatoos. Hope they're not distracting you too much. But the rain comes in winter in this part of the world, and then mostly we get dry summers. So anyway, all good. River's got water in it. Not as much in it as it had last time I was here. But these red gums are just absolutely magnificent. They're huge. That's what brought me back, actually, because big red gums are an impressive tree. Gnarly, ugly, weird, but geez, they smell good when they're cooked, burning on the fire. That's a Karoola somewhere. Pretty peaceful. Good. Yeah, I brought some firewood. I actually bought some at the petrol station before I left, because I figured everything would be wet and sodden here, and I'm running a bit low on my own wood that I've collected over the years. So I've slowly been working my way through it, and I thought I'd just cheat, so I brought some with me. I might get a fire going soon. Actually, I might go for a walk up that hill. If I was going to go up there in the morning, but I might go for a walk up there now, because it is clear and sunny, and I'll get the view. So if it's foggy tomorrow morning, I won't be disappointed. So I might go and do that. No, it's just a couple of ducks. I thought it was something more exciting. No, just a couple of black ducks. Yeah, let's go for a walk. Denied. Yeah, well, zip tied up. So they must have changed the rules, because when I came here a couple of years ago, she specifically told me it's worth going up there to have a look. But it's all locked off, so they must have something up there. Maybe they don't want their sheep getting terrorised or something, because it's a sheep paddock. So anyway, I don't get to go up there again. Robbed. Anyway, I'm going to get the fire going and make this soup, and yeah, I'll show you what I'm having for dinner. It's all very wet. I'm not 100% this is going to go. Usually when you split logs, they're dry on the inside. Cocky's going off. Yeah, that fire was an abject failure. Like seriously, that wood was soaked through. No matter how far I split it down to like little splinters, and I couldn't even get it to dry on tons and tons of paper. It just wouldn't dry. So I gave up. About an hour of my life I'm never getting back, and a lot of frustration. And I missed out on my soup too. I was really looking forward to that. I was going to make a vegetable soup, which I absolutely love. Like, the way my family views soup is that soup's not a meal. Soup's the food you have before a meal. But I love soup. I think soup is one of my favourite things to eat. So I was really, really looking forward to it. I was just going to make a vegetable soup with a mirepoix and some Brussels sprouts and some peas and stuff, and just let it bubble away on the campfire. The thought of it was just absolutely amazing all the way out here. I was thinking, I'm really looking forward to this. Now I don't get to do it. So anyway, another time maybe. I'm not going to go hungry. I brought one of these because I knew it was going to be wet. I knew everything was going to be soaking wet. That's actually why I bought that wood. I bought it at a petrol station on my way out, thinking that's a good backup. I'll be ready for, if there's no wood that I can collect around here, which there's not. So I'm glad that I brought some. But just a lesson learned about petrol station firewood. I'm glad I don't have a fire at home relying on it to keep warm, and then that's the only way of getting wood. Yeah, well, it wasn't quite as good as my soup, but it was yummy enough and it filled the tummy. That's the main thing. Yeah, okay, well, what's the time? It's 20 to 6. So, staying light. Yeah, it is getting dark. I know these cameras do a pretty good job of pretending it's lighter than it is. It's quite dull. So I might start getting myself sorted out. And, well, I'm pretty well sorted out. I'm sick of my muddy boots and the mud I'm leaving everywhere here. I'm going to try and figure something out there. Birds are certainly going off. There's cockatoos, Karoolas, something else chirping over there. There's some kookaburras going off. There's a kookaburra up in that tree there somewhere. He only breaks out into song every hour or so. Love the kookaburras. Tell you what else I was impressed with. Not only was it green as I was driving out here today. Oh God, I spent a lot of time in the car today. Yeah, but was it green? As I was leaving Canberra, there was about half a dozen wattle trees in full bloom, which is pretty cool. We've been up to Sydney a couple of times the last few weeks, and that drive up to Sydney is as boring as all buggery, but yeah, the closer you get to Sydney, the more the wattle comes out. But I haven't seen any in Canberra, but I saw some this morning in full bloom, right? Not just starting, but they've been going for a good week or so. So that's a good sign. We're middle of August now, so it's the 16th of August, so it is exactly the middle of August. So not too far from spring. So bring it on, I reckon. Like I love winter and I hate summer, but I like spring, and I like the longer days. You know, I find getting out and camping in winter is a bit rushed. You know, like I've said it a million times. Like I come out here to switch off, to recharge, to reboot, and just shut the world off for a little minute. And I don't want things to be challenging. I don't want things to be hard. I want to make things comfortable. I want to make, I do as little work as I possibly can. I don't like splitting wood. I try to avoid doing that. I try to have all that ready to go so I can just come out and just literally unwind. And that's why I do it. But in winter, especially if you get out late or after work or anything like that, you're really fighting the clock, and that sucks. So I'm looking forward to the days getting a bit longer, and they are. So it's nearly 6 o'clock, so still got a bit of light. But as the next few weeks and months click along, I'll get a lot more time, and then it'll start getting hot, and I'll start getting annoyed with the heat. But anyway, small price to pay, eh? But yeah. So what's happened this week? Actually, you see, it doesn't feel like that long since I was out. I was out 2 weeks ago. No, yeah, it was at the start of August. It was the first day of August. So 2 weeks ago I was out camping. This was a bit of an unscheduled one. I wasn't planning on this. I had to duck over to Wagga for a day, and so I took the opportunity. I thought do I drive all the way over and then drive all the way back? And I thought, no, well, why don't I just chuck the swag in the back? And like I said, I've got a few things I need to do, so that's why I brought this the air swag. So look how much space you get. Like, sitting up space is awesome. So that's why I brought this one. And but don't get me wrong, I love it. I love this swag. It's great. It's now ready to go, and like I said, it looks good, and everything about it's good. I've got rid of the things that drove me nuts, although I'd still use that big old pump. But as long as the car's not too far away, I can cope with that. But I like the air swag, and I've had a few nights. I've probably 5 or 6 nights in this thing now, maybe 7 or 8, and this will be probably 9th, maybe 10th. I don't know, but it's never missed a beat. Yeah, good thing. The only thing is the mattress. I did buy a thin mattress to replace the air mattress, and it is a bit hard. So I might I do have a yoga mat underneath it as well, but I might get one of those blow up ones. I hate blow up mattresses, but people actually, I tell you what I might do. Here's what I might do, and I might actually do a poll, because I've never thought about this before. When I did a tips video a few months ago, and there was a bunch of comments, or a bunch of people said they set their swag up, or their tip was they set their swag up on a stretcher. Now, I like being on the ground. I don't know why. I just like sitting down on the ground like this. So the concept of having a stretcher is just bizarre to me. And it's just another thing to have to set up. Like I said, I'm pretty lazy. I like to, do as little work as I possibly can. And when I've seen people setting them up, I notice that there's a fair bit of, kind of fighting it to stretch the canvas and get it locked in and stuff like that. So I've never really entertained the idea of using a stretcher. But this air swag is just yelling out to have a stretcher underneath it, because that'll give me that little bit of protection from the hard ground underneath. And what I did is I had a look around, and there's a 23.0 stretcher. It's 23.0 is my other swag, is the swag I use the most probably. And they do a stretcher that's 1 metre wide, so 1,000 mil wide. My swag is 1100, so the idea of it is that it'll suit the 1100 or the 900, and this is 900 wide, so it'll suit this. So I guess maybe I might just ask, what does everyone think? Is it worth me doing? It's a couple $100. That's another thing. I don't have a couple $100 just lying around, so I'd have to save up or just eat cheap food for a week or two and budget a bit tighter, because that $200 is just not just lying around. So if anyone's got any thoughts about that, let me know. Particularly if you've used one and you've got a lot of experience setting them up. Are they a pain in the ass? How do you store them? That's the other thing. I've got nowhere to really store it in my ute. So because they're fairly big. So a couple of things I've got to ponder. But I thought it might be a solution to this hard mattress, which is a little bit hard. It's fine when you're lying down, but when you're sitting down and you're putting all your pressure on your butt, it's not as comfy as my other swag. So yeah, let me know. I might even do a poll. I haven't done a poll for ages, and I might do one and see what people think. But particularly if you've used one or you use one regularly, I'd love to hear how you go with it and how you go setting it up. Is it easy? How long does it take, and that sort of stuff. And I might take a leap and go and buy one. Bit weird. I feel like I'm moving into this space where I'm getting old now. Like, I've always thought, all of these comforts, like I love swag camping because it's literally sitting on the floor, just, you roll it out and away you go kind of thing. But part of me's thinking, stretching mightn't be a bad idea. So anyway, have a think about it. A couple of other things I've never really thought about is awnings off cars and stuff. Like every second ute, or even like four-wheel drive vans, like SUVs and stuff, have got awnings attached to them these days, and it's the same thing. I've never in a million years thought that would be a way I'd like to camp, is to just park and then attach my camp to the car. Like I said when I was setting up, attaching my camp to my car seems like a bloody recipe for getting annoyed. So I've never contemplated it, but it might be a quicker way to set up camp. If it is quicker and easier, maybe it's worth doing. I don't know, all of these things I see and I don't even give it much attention, pay it much attention, because I just do my thing and enjoy the way I camp. Actually, I'm just going to turn the light on. I think it's getting a bit dark. Yeah, now you get to see my ugly mug again. I'll have a think, so let me know. Yeah, good. Anyway, I might make a cup of tea, and what have I been banging on for? It's almost 6 o'clock, so when I might have a cup of tea. Last camp, I decided I'd bring a teapot out, so I went rummaging around, and we had a spare teapot lying around. Who has a spare teapot lying around? But we did. So I snaffled it. I haven't got a strainer or anything though. It's a bit big. So I bought a teapot, and I brought some tea, Yorkshire tea. I have to buy this online. I love this tea. It's my favourite tea, and I can't get it anywhere, so I have to actually buy it online and get it delivered to me. Like, how's that much for dedication to tea? Noisy little buggers. Good thing about this tea, you only need a little bit of it. You all better shut up soon. How completely civilised. Well, that is good. Much better. Yeah, I've got to think about tea bags. I tolerate tea bags, like I tolerate summer. Yeah, no, tea bags are, I much prefer leaf tea. It's totally psychological. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference probably. But especially if I go to a restaurant. If I go to a restaurant and pay like $6 or $7 for a cup of tea, and it comes and it's in a bloody tea bag, I'm like, yeah, righto. Chumps. But I'm always pleasantly surprised when I go to a dingy place, like a really crappy little cafe in a little tiny town somewhere, and you're fully expecting a black and gold $2 tea bag, and out comes a pot full of tea. I'm always over the moon when that happens. Oh, good. pretty cool, but they better shut up. I was driving down Canberra Avenue a couple of weeks ago, like coming, I don't know where I was, must be at Queanbeyan or something. I was driving down Canberra Avenue, which is one of the main thoroughfares in Canberra, and it must have been every cockatoo in Australia sitting on the grass. It was just like a sea of white cockatoos all the way from, like there's this big roundabout right up to Parliament House. Cockatoos everywhere. Unbelievable. And corellas. Yeah, as I said, I've been up to Sydney a couple of times. First, we took one of my boys up to Sydney and dropped him off at the airport. He went over to Europe. He went over to Europe with his girlfriend, and he was over there for 3 weeks. And then we went back up and picked him up from the airport, which was awesome. So we got to hear about his trip on the way home, which was great, and all that sort of stuff. But I tell you, he's inspired me to go to a few places. They went to Vienna for a few days, and like he just sent heaps of photos, which was brilliant. He's not usually a photo sort of guy, so I was really chuffed to see him send me, like, he took about 300 photos, which he sent to me. So yeah, I was quite impressed with Vienna, what he showed me of Vienna and what they saw there. But then he went to Prague. They went to the Czech Republic, and that was amazing, he said. And so he sort of got me inspired about going there. And then they went to Germany and to Belgium, a few other places as well. So they sort of got around a bit, which is good. But yeah, Prague and Austria, I'm pretty keen. I think my wife's got the bug for those two as well. And Germany, she always wants to go to Germany. I think she's got her eye on one of those bloody cuckoo clocks. So I'm a bit worried about how much of a dent that's going to put in my bank account. Those things don't come cheap. I'll take a mortgage out. I don't know, because I'm not going to get out of Germany without buying one, I suspect. And going to the Black Forest, which is pretty cool. I'd love to do that as well. Oh, gee, this cup of tea. Oh shit, it's raining again. Yeah, it stopped raining. The idea of this is to have it all in one spot, so I don't need to sort of worry about making sure I tick everything off. So I might even put my mocha pot in here as well. I'm going to put it in there and keep it out of the rain. I'm not really geared for rain, not geared for rain at the moment. I was expecting it to. I might have to drop the tarp over and just give myself a little bit of protection, because this will get wet if it does rain. Anyway, maybe it'll hold off. I'm gonna shut off for the night, I think, and I'm gonna snuggle in. Like I said, I've got a few things to do. The universal symbol for using a computer. So I've got a few things to do. So I'm gonna get stuck into that. Should only take me an hour or so, and then I'm gonna watch the rest of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I was watching last camp. I haven't watched any more of it since, so I'll watch the rest of that and maybe kick off the second one of those and read a bit of Harry Potter. So yeah, that's the night. Beautiful evening. Hopefully the rain sounded like one of the cockatoos just deflated. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm gonna get into my swag now and settle in, and I don't think I'm going to have any storms or anything come through, but if I do, I will let you know. But other than that, I will see you all in the morning. Cockies are back. Finally. Kookaburra, I'm not sure whether you can hear it or not. Ugh. Well, that was spot on. Good stuff. Okay. Righto, I'm going to get up, put my fingers through some torture and pack this camp up and head home.
Yeah, so all packed up, took about 10 minutes. The tarps were just covered in ice, so I give them a good shake, but they didn't come good, so I'll just chuck them on the front seat of the ute and I'll deal with them when I get home. The swag also had a fair bit of ice on it as well, so I'll have to get that out when I get home as well. So, a bit of work to do when I get home. That's for a few hours away. I'm going to get going. So, as always, thanks for coming out with me on this little overnight camp. You're unexpected. But if you want to see some more of my overnight swag camps, you can check out one of these. Until next time, stay safe. Woo.
Oh, don't go out there, you boneheads.